So let's talk about behavioral based triggers in email marketing. A lot of times you want to have different triggers based on what people do on your website. So, a lot of is people are going to come to your website, they're going to opt in, and they're going to look around. They may add something to the cart, they may not buy, they may go here or there. And so, the idea behind different types of triggers is to be able to follow up with folks that may not have purchased that may want to, and that's the main thing. Or they've gone somewhere that they want that they've gone to, and then they didn't follow up or complete whatever they're doing. So the biggest one a lot of people think of is abandoned carts. So that's one of the things that you want to make sure you have, because one of the best ways of following up with people is to talk about what they were just looking at. It's like, okay, if someone was looking at a product of yours and they were interested in it, they may even added it to cart, and all of a sudden they abandoned the cart. Well, obviously they are interested in that enough to add to their cart. So you probably want to talk about it. And so a lot of that allows you to then create a sequence that allows people to get more information on that product. Perhaps you have some objections that people had about it that maybe they were on the fence about it, or even maybe give them a small discount if you're an e-commerce, something like that. And that's really what is great about being able to follow up with them. Other things that can be follow up would be like if someone filled out a form on your website, so like a contact us form, or any other information. People viewed a video, anything where people can get into certain parts of your website where they're interested in what you have to say, but don't take any action. Then those are great people to get into it, because they're interested enough to look further into your site. There is a little bit, if they just come to your site and exit, it's hard to follow up with those folks because they don't really necessarily have a whole lot time invested. But anybody that goes further into that, that's one of the things that you can do. And so it really helps it create interest and give very very tailored information at that point. So it becomes like a second point in the funnel, where they're not just looking at just the blanket about your company, they're looking inside of it. And so that's when you can start getting more specific with them and be able to allow them to learn more about, and be very specific as well, why they want to do that. And it just makes your marketing that much clearer to those folks. And so, you want to start identifying different actions on your website that you could track in order to do that. And then you set up email triggers accordingly. Now, there's tools like ConvertKit, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign. If you're in e-commerce, Klaviyo, and I believe Go High Level does it as well. There's just a number of autoresponders out there that allow you to set things up like that. All autoresponders allow you to set up different, follow-up sequences, but those are ones that are specifically have pretty easy to use information to do that. So those are ones you can look into if it's interesting to do that. And then, of course, personalize them, make them, this is where using their name and what they were interested in and what they were talking about to give more information on that product. And even maybe even following up, say, hey, if you have questions, give us a call or ask us questions of what you want. And even go to depending upon your product, you can even have someone call them up, or yourself call them up as well. So that's really where you're going to have a lot of success with it. The biggest one that you want to set up first is abandoned cart, specifically for each of your products, depending upon what you have. And just having a lot of great content behind it, information. That way, you're giving them every opportunity to buy from you and get whatever information they have. And then of course you want to give value at the same time. So don't just say, hey, here's more information on this, why don't you buy right now. Have some content in there as well. So treat it as though you're nurturing a lead as well. So you don't want to just get into a point where, okay, he was almost about to buy, now I have to riddle him with reasons why they need to buy. You can be a little bit subtle about it. You always want to ask for the sale, but you don't want to be over the top. So that's one of the things you want to make sure you're doing. So hopefully that's helpful. Start writing, your abandoned cart sequences. Even if you're not sure what your product is yet, if you're really just getting started, it's good practice. And then check out different software you want to use. Part of the issue is finding the right software mix in order to figure out what is going to work well for your business. If you have one already, that's great. Hopefully it does everything that you need it to do. If not, you can look for alternatives as well, and make sure that you are using something that is easy to use and straightforward. So, part of the information of how things are kind of put together is not only what are you going to sell, but how you're selling it, the whole internals of the company. The easier it is to use, the easier it is to set up new things like this. And so if you're using a system that's really hard to use, a lot of people go with something cheap or free, and that can maybe work really well, but sometimes spending just a little bit more, you don't want to break the bank, of course, but using something a little bit more sophisticated it just allows you to do so much more, and you can make it up in sales as well. So consider that as well. We'll talk something else next time, but for now, if you want more information on your marketing and how to boost your sales and any other marketing advice you want, feel free to reach out to me at marketopiahq.com and get your 20-point checklist, how to excel your marketing, that none of your competitors want you to know. And so it's really important that you guys learn everything you can and get the edge that you should deserve, and so that your company can grow and expand.